Fable was literally crying or shedding a single tear in almost every chapter that it was starting to get annoying to read. Boom, there it is. Straight from the horse's mouth. Or, some angry person on the internet.
Context is perhaps helpful. That's one interpretation from a reader review of Adrienne Young's Namesake, the sequel to Fable. It explores the emotional toll of...
Emotional toll. Please. We signed up for pirates and shivving people on islands, not leaky tear ducts and trade negotiations. Is this Heartbook Radio or Heartbreak Hotel?
Welcome back to Heartbook Radio. Today we're diving, perhaps reluctantly on one side, into Namesake, the continuation of Fable's journey after surviving Jeval and finding her place aboard the Marigold.
Finding her place. More like losing her mind. I heard this whole book is basically about intergalactic shipping manifest and space gem tariffs.
It's not set in space, it's nautical fantasy. Sees ships trading guilds, not asteroids. And gem tariffs, as you so eloquently put it, are central to the political intrigue that...
Oh, here we go. Political intrigue. Just like you loved all that tedious map-reading nonsense in Fable. Remember that argument? You defended 40 pages of coastline descriptions.
It was world-building. Unlike your assertion that the best part was when someone almost got eaten by a shark.
Almost. He lost a toe. That's character development. Unlike Mr. Perfect Boyfriend from Book 1 turning into a walking, talking rage boner in Book 2. Let's talk about West.
West is under immense pressure. His past, his responsibilities, the secrets he's keeping to protect Fable.
Protect Fable? By yelling at her and acting like a complete tool. He goes completely off the rails. He's got horrible attitude and anger problems. He reminds me of my neighbor Barry when someone puts cardboard in the plastics recycling. Just pure, irrational fury. Barry once threatened my cat. West is Barry with a boat.
Comparing a fictional character grappling with trauma and dangerous alliances to Barry and the recycling bins is reductive. West's actions, while perhaps misguided.
Misguided. He's a walking red flag. If Fable had any sense, she'd have chucked him overboard halfway through Chapter 3, which brings us to Fable herself, our tough as nails survivor who apparently spends this entire book acting as a human sprinkler system.
She displays vulnerability. It's a realistic portrayal of someone dealing with constant danger, betrayal, and the weight of her mother's hidden legacy. It's complex.
Complex? One reviewer said, and I quote, "The characters were being so stupid. Especially Fable and West. Half the drama wouldn't exist if they just talked to each other. Instead it's all meaningful glances and heavy breathing. Probably just indigestion from all the bad fish they eat."
The lack of communication is a deliberate narrative device to heighten tension and illustrate the theme of isolation, even within relationships. And her father, Saint.
Oh, Saint. I love that guy. Total chaos agent. Manipulative, sure. But he makes things interesting. You probably hate him because he's not morally unambiguous.
I find him dangerously narcissistic, and his supposed justifications for abandoning his daughter utterly self-serving. He's not an anti-hero, he's just awful. But fine, let's move on. The question remains, amidst the tears and the tantrums, is Namesake actually any good?
Good. They swapped swashbuckling for spreadsheets? People wanted Pirates of the Caribbean. They got C-SPAN on a boat discussing gem trading partnerships. How is that good?
Well, the prose is still quite atmos, and the world building does expand upon the foundations laid in Fable. Some readers appreciated the intricate plotting and political maneuvering.
Intricate. They called it confusing. People admitted they just started ignoring the plot, and don't get me started on the ending. Hours of build-up, secrets, betrayals, and life or death stakes, and then it wraps up faster than a commercial break. Poof, all resolved in 5 pages. It's like ordering a gourmet meal and getting a single lukewarm fish stick.
Okay, I will concede the pacing of the denouement was abrupt. It felt structurally unsatisfying after the extended buildup of conflicts. Many readers felt cheated, and I can understand why. It lacked catharsis.
Catharsis. It lacked everything. It was a wet firecracker. You know what? Quick hypothetical. If West were a sandwich, what kind would he be?
I refuse to engage with that level of absurdity. We are discussing literature.
Fine. I'll answer. He'd be a soggy white bread sandwich, crusts cut off, filled with nothing but cheap, angry mustard and a single, wilted lettuce leaf representing his one redeeming quality from the first book. And maybe regret. Yeah, a regret sandwich.
Profoundly unappetizing, much like this entire discussion is becoming. All right, wrap-up time. Final verdict.
Easy. 2 out of 10 soggy tissues. 1 for Fable's constant weeping. one for my own tears of boredom during the trade negotiations.
I was going to say, it's a flawed but ambitious sequel. Perhaps a 6 out of 10 for effort. But honestly, that ending soared the whole voyage. You know what? Fine. Too soggy tissues, it squandered its potential.
Ha, see. Even the mountain crumbles before the mighty power of a terrible ending.
Push it.
All right, folks. That's all the time we have for leaky heroines and angry boyfriends. Tune in next week when we tackle the controversial autobiography, My Hamster, The Secret Agent Confessions of a KGB Rodent.
Until then, this has been Heartbook Radio.